Most of us are more tired than we admit, more confused than we show, and more lost than we realize. Everyone talks about wanting peace, inner peace, work-life balance, mental clarity, but maybe we've been searching in the wrong place all along. Maybe peace isn't a final destination you reach after solving everything, but a quiet space you create, right in the middle of the chaos. This video won't give us a secret shortcut, but it will offer 10 practical, grounded lessons, each one a quiet reminder of how we can return to calm, even when life is messy. Before we begin, take a moment to slow down and let each lesson speak to you one by one. And if you feel like skipping ahead or clicking away, maybe just stay a little longer. Because who knows, lesson 8 or 9 holds something you've been quietly searching for without even knowing. Okay, let's begin with the first one. Lesson 1. Peace begins when we learn to let go of what doesn't belong to us. There's a friend who posts photos from a gathering that you weren't invited to. You try to brush it off by thinking maybe they forgot, maybe it wasn't planned, but you still find yourself looking at the post again later. And there's that one gift from an ex, still tucked away in a drawer you never open. It doesn't make you smile anymore, but somehow it still hasn't been thrown out. We all carry things like this, old messages, quiet disappointments, memories that no longer fit. Not because they help us, but because letting go feels too final. But here's the truth. Letting go isn't the same as giving up. It's not quitting. It's clearing space so something better can take root. Peace begins when we say, this memory, this object, this version of me, I don't need to hold it anymore. Lesson 2. Not money, but time is our most limited resource. Imagine someone offers you $1 million, but there's a catch. You only get to live for one more day. Would you take it? Most of us wouldn't, because deep down we know time is worth more than money. But we don't always live like that. Let's be honest, we check our phones for just 5 minutes and suddenly it's 2 hours later. Do that every day and that's over 700 hours a year. That's nearly a whole month gone. Not spent, just used up on things we don't even remember. And yet we tell ourselves we don't have time. We don't have enough time to exercise. We don't have enough time to call a friend, to cook a decent meal. And sometimes not even 5 or 10 quiet minutes just to sit and breathe. But the truth is, we all have time. We're just trading it without realizing the cost. Money lost can be earned back, but every hour we spend, we'll never get again. So here's a better question. If your time were money, would you still spend it this way? Peace begins when we stop treating our time like it's unlimited and start living like every hour actually matters. Lesson 3. No one can live your life for you. You get an offer for a new job. It pays better. It sounds exciting. But when you tell your parents, they hesitate. Are you sure? Isn't that too risky? So you pause. You start second guessing, not because it feels wrong to you, but because it feels wrong to them. Or you're in a relationship that doesn't feel right anymore. But people keep saying how perfect you two look together. So you stay. But inside, something feels heavy. We've all done things just to avoid disappointing others. And sometimes we don't even notice we're doing it until one day we wake up in a life that feels more like someone else's choice than our own. But here's the truth. No one else can live with our regrets. No one else feels our quiet frustration when things look fine but don't feel true. Advice is helpful. Opinions matter. But at the end of the day, we are the ones who live with the consequences. That's why peace begins when we stop outsourcing our decisions and start trusting our inner voice again. So ask yourself honestly, are you living by your own decisions? Or are you just living to keep everyone else happy? Lesson 4. Happiness is a skill, not a reward. Most of us grow up believing that happiness is waiting for us at the end of the road. When we make enough money, when we find the right person, when we buy a house, upgrade the car, get a promotion, lose a few pounds, someday we'll be happy, definitely. But think about it. Have you ever reached a huge goal only to find yourself a few days later thinking, now what? The truth is, life doesn't hand out happiness like a prize at the end of a game. Happiness is more like a life skill, a habit, a small choice we practice moment by moment. Like slowing down for a few seconds to breathe in the smell of fresh coffee on a sunny morning, or smiling when an old song unexpectedly plays during your commute home, or the way sunlight lands softly on your bedsheet. We don't have to wait for life to be perfect before we're allowed to feel happy. We can enjoy it now. Try asking yourself, is there one small moment of happiness I can create or notice today? Maybe it's wearing something you love. Maybe it's calling someone you care about. Or maybe it's simply letting yourself rest for a while without guilt. Life gives us tiny moments of joy every day. Our job is to notice them, to collect them. Lesson 5. We can't control everything, but we can always choose how we respond. Have you ever had one of those days where it feels like the universe is just testing your patience? You spill your coffee on your clothes right before leaving for work. You hit traffic when you're already running late for an important meeting. You're standing in a long checkout line at the store, and then the cashier says, "Sorry, the system's down, please wait a moment." None of it's dramatic, but when the little things stack up, they sneak into your mind. A normal day starts feeling like a disaster, and suddenly you sigh and think, great, the whole day's ruined. But here's something we often forget. We can't control what the world throws at us, but we can always choose how we carry it. We can choose to let that frustration follow us all day. Or we can pause, take a deep breath, and gently remind ourselves it's just a small thing. Not to pretend we're fine, not to force ourselves to stay positive, but simply to protect the peace from the little things that don't deserve to take it away. Lesson 6. We don't have to be constantly improving to be worthy of rest. Have you ever sunk into a chair after a long day, hoping to rest, only to hear that voice in your head whisper, maybe I should read something useful? Should I squeeze in a quick workout? Just sitting here feels like a waste. Or it's Sunday morning. You see a friend post about waking up at 5 a.m., finishing a long run, making smoothies, doing deep work. You were just trying to sleep in. Now you feel behind for simply resting. We live in a world that treats rest like a luxury, as if we only earn it after we've finished everything, done enough, proved ourselves. But the truth is, rest is not a reward for being productive. It's a basic need. It's what allows us to keep going, to breathe deeper, to show up again tomorrow. So let this be your quiet reminder. You don't need to do more to earn this moment of rest. Sitting still, relaxing, enjoying a bit of quiet, not because you've achieved enough, but simply because you're human, and every human needs rest. Lesson 7. Just because your path looks different doesn't mean you're lost. You meet up with a few old friends. Over dinner, one talks about their new house. Another just had their second kid. Someone else is planning a sabbatical to travel the world. You smile, you nod, you're happy for them. But on the way home, something feels quiet. You start comparing, not because you're not proud of your life, but because part of you wonders if you're falling behind. You've been changing careers, or maybe still renting, or figuring out what you even want next. The truth is, there is no single timeline for life. No age by which you're supposed to figure things out. Some people find love at 22, others at 42. Some switch careers at 30, others at 50. One thing that helps, keep your eyes on your lane. Track your life by your values, not achievements. Every day you keep going, when no one else sees it, that counts. Every time you choose what's right for you, not just what looks good, that's growth. Lesson 8. Gratitude isn't about being positive, it's about being present. At the office, a colleague brings you coffee without asking, just because they noticed you skipped yours. On your way home, you're carrying 2 heavy bags of groceries, and as you reach for the building door, someone walking out pauses, holds it open, and smiles. And on the way upstairs, the neighbor's kid waves at you from their window, like it's the most exciting thing all day, and you wave back, almost without thinking. None of these are grand, they don't fix your problems or erase your stress, but they remind you that the world still has quiet kindness, that people still notice, still care, still choose to be gentle, even in the middle of their own busy day. That's gratitude. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one simple thing. What was good today, even just for a moment? And if something comes to mind, no matter how small, let it stay with you. Lesson 9. You don't need to explain your boundaries to everyone. You get a message, join us tonight? You look at the screen, stare for a moment, and type out, maybe, even though you already know the answer is no. You just don't want to seem rude. You don't want to have to explain. Another day, someone keeps calling during your break, asking for advice, for favors, for just a quick chat. And each time you say yes, even when you're drained, even when you wish you had said no. Setting boundaries is hard, not because we don't know what we need, but because we feel like we owe people an explanation when our answer isn't yes. But here's something freeing. You can choose your peace without writing a long paragraph about it. You're allowed to say no without guilt. You're allowed to rest without justifying it. You're allowed to protect your time, your energy, and your space, even if others don't understand. Lesson 10. Sometimes being kind to others starts with being less hard on ourselves. You're making dinner. The pan's too hot, oil splashes everywhere, something burns at the bottom of the pan, and you realize you forgot to season it. You sigh, frustrated, not just at the food, but at yourself. You tell yourself, why can't I even get this simple thing right? Tomorrow, someone else makes a mistake. They arrive late, they mess up a detail, they forget to thank you. And before you react, something strange happens. You pause, because suddenly, you understand. The way we treat others often mirrors how we treat ourselves, and the world softens when we do. It's about remembering. We all drop the ball, we all forget. We all need a little grace, especially from ourselves. Try this. Next time you feel like scolding yourself, change the tone. Say what you'd say to a friend. It's all right, I'm tired, I'll do better tomorrow. Because when we offer ourselves compassion first, we make room to offer it to others with less judgment and more heart. And maybe that's where peace begins. We've just walked through 10 lessons together. There's no shortcut, no perfect answer waiting at the end, only a gentle reminder. You don't have to escape your life to find peace. You don't have to be perfect to deserve love, rest, or even a small moment of joy. Peace might already be here, in the way you let go of what no longer needs to be carried, in the way you choose a softer response over anger, in the quiet moment you tell yourself it's okay, and in the way you look at the world with a little less harshness and a little more grace. And if even one part of this video made your day feel a bit lighter, I'm truly glad you were here with me in this small, quiet moment. Give this video a like, share it with someone who might need a moment of calm, and leave a comment below. What's one reminder you want to carry with you this week? And if you'd like more videos like this, subscribe so we can keep showing up for each other. Thanks for being here.